His two sons live in a little house in Moorhead, and I live in a log cabin out here by the lake. And so one night, my youngest son, who's 15, decided to stay with the older two sons in town. And so I said, that's fine. You know, they're probably watching Rugrats. You know, they're watching Barney and Teletubbies and maybe making popcorn. You know, because I'm so innocent. And all of a sudden, my son, my 15-year-old son, he thinks of me as one of those cool moms that he can tell anything to. And I don't know what makes him think that way. You appreciate it as a parent when they feel like they can tell you anything. But most of the time, you really don't want to hear it, you know, because then you got to deal with it. But so one day he said, Mom, you know, coming back to Moorhead, it's really got a lot of fun things to do. This is cool. Compared to Vegas? Yeah, well, that's good that you feel that way. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you really are enjoying the things. I said, like going to Pasquale's, you know, that's good. Going to the Frosty Freeze, that's good. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things, you know. We go to Coffee Tree Books, you know, lots. It's fun. It's happening, you know. It's good. You know, might make it to Cracker Barrel, you know. Maybe the Peddler's Mall, flea market. It's fun. But he said, no, Mom, I don't mean those things. And I said, what do you mean? What if Moorhead's so fun that I haven't found out about, you know? And he said, well, you know, Mom, it was really neat. My friends picked me up the other night at 4 in the morning. And we went up to Lauralee Rock and climbed it. That's cool. If you are not from this area, you don't know maybe that Lauralee Rock is up Clack Mountain. And let me just tell you that when I was a little girl, about 16 years old, that was the first time that I went up there after dark. I rode in the back of a pickup with a bunch of friends. They stopped at Frank the Bootlegger's first. Thank goodness that's the only one they stopped at. But he said, you flash me them there, I'll give you some free beer. So he's not the most ethical man. But they stopped there first and talked to him, and then we were on our way up Clack Mountain. As we made the windy turns to get up to the top of Clack Mountain, all of a sudden, we looked to our left, and there was a fire in the woods.
Come on, Mom.
I'm sorry, we don't have hecklers at Cape Run Storytelling Festival.
You told me you wouldn't tell the story.
What?
If you're going to tell it, at least tell it right.
Is that you, Dewey?
Hi.
Hi! I thought you just went on school day.
I'm here.
You're here?
Listening to you talk about me.
Come here. Come on. Let's give my son Dewey a hand. Dewey, oh my gosh, good to see you. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm a little bit surprised by your choice of stories.
Yeah, well, you know, I want to warn the people because I see there are a lot of parents, there are a lot of children, and I don't want that to happen to them. What you did.
Oh, yeah?
Do you know that Lauralee is not a very safe place to go at 4 in the morning?
This story again? Are you gonna...
Yes, well, you know, when I was growing up, they were said to be devil worshippers. They were out in the woods. And the tale goes that they would put a car in front of you. And as you went up the hill, there would be a car behind you. and the cars would stop at the same time. And then they would drag you out of the car, take you up to the top of the rock, and they would sacrifice you. That's what I heard.
Oh.
I read it on the internet, so it has to be true.
Yeah.
Let me show you, honey.
Okay.
Let me show you. Okay, how many people here have ever been to Lauralee, first off? A lot of you, and you live to tell it. Well, how many of you went hiking at 4 in the morning up there?
I love you!
Let me ask you this. Did you have a flashlight?
No. I mean, one of my friends found a spray paint can up there, and we had a lighter, and like for light.
Okay. Climbing up the highest point in this area with no flashlight at 4 o'clock in the morning. Let me show you something, dear. I'd like to read this to you guys. I just happen to keep it in my bra at all times. Because I don't want him to do this kind of thing ever again. You know, I thought Las Vegas was dangerous. And that I was bringing him back here and it was going to be totally safe. And then all of a sudden I find out about Lauralee. I never thought he would go there. It says, listen to this. Before I start out here, let me warn you. These places are very dangerous in both summer and winter. I don't recommend trespassing, nor do I recommend climbing on the rocks. You have been warned. Clack Mountain East, there is some occult activity there. When driving down the road, it can come to your attention that there may be things painted by kids, but others by Satanists. It's also rumored that the symbols and warnings have been sandblasted from the mountainsides and magically appear years later. Many people report getting a bad feeling as they come into the vicinity of the long-abandoned sacrificial rock.
Yeah.
Others just say they fear car trouble and the dreaded thought of having to walk for miles knowing there are devil worshippers in the woods. Listen, I mean, even the trees are dangerous. Even the trees are haunted up there, people. It says, there was a tree there until I leaned against it and then it disappeared.
Ooh.
Honey, it said, I leaned against a tree that wasn't there. I could have sworn there was a tree there. I was going to hold on to a tree and look over the side and it wasn't there. I fell through the tree and tried to grab hold, but my hands went through it. Listen to how many people said that same thing. And it says, be sober, do not go to Frank's.
I don't know who Frank's is, but he probably knows how to have a good time.
Well, that's the story for when you're 60 years old.
Okay.
It also says in recent decades there's been occult activity, satanic symbols sandblasted. People have bad feelings as they come. And then somebody else wrote, how about the headless donkey man? I mean, there is a lot to be worried about.
I wonder if he's voiced by Eddie Murphy.
Very funny.
Yeah.
And it said, and then somebody wrote, stay away. My sister named Pinky went up there and never come back again.
My heart goes out to you, Pinky.
Honey, Pinky's family could be in the audience. Let's have some sweetness. Somebody said, when I got back home, I started to feel drained and ended up going back to bed early. The next day, I felt weak and unable to do anything. It took me 4 days to get rid of this energy. They say that it has a lot of mineral deposits that tend to change your orientation. So you get up there and the crystals in the ground make you not know which way you're touching. See?
Me too.
Why, did you spend some time there? You live there. Well, you see? Listen to this one. Somebody says, you have no business out there. It's bad things out there in them woods. People disappear and never seen again.
Nice grammar.
Well, I've had many, many paranormal experiences. I myself am haunted. You never know who's walking beside you at the IGA. And seem to draw spirits out no matter where I go. They don't just lurk in the dark, scary places. They're all around us just about all the time.
Are you a spirit? Hey.
Yeah,
Give me some space.
and listen to you. I just want to tell you that one more. It says, I can remember being about 10, and my cousin, who was a late teen at the time, coming home, freaked out from Clack Mountain. Going up there, as most teenagers do, and so happened upon some people performing some kind of ritual, just like what happened to me, saying that they were doing something sinister with an animal. I do remember he wasn't going into detail about us because his mother told him to hush, but we never went back up there.
Mom, they probably do that at my school.
Julie. No, you need to know that the country, even though it's a great place, there are spirits that lurk in the wood. The devil worshippers of Clack Mountain, supposedly occult symbols kept showing up in the mountains despite being sandblasted. It's haunted because in the 70s, a group of people started devil worshipping. See, it was the 70s. It's them hippies. Yeah. Started devil worshipping, and when people would go up the mountain road at night, which is scary as heck anyway, they would block them in, the one car front, the one car back, then they would drag them from the car up the mountain to the top of the cliff, which is called Lakiji, and sacrificed on the highest point called the King's Chair. It's a really popular hiking spot, and a lot of people have said they've seen occult things happen there.
At least they died king, but
Very funny. But I just want to let you all know, especially all you parents out there or you thrill seekers, that, it might be better just to stay at Walmart. Just keep on, having your fun there. Dress up and go there on a Friday night. Don't be going out in these woods because it's not safe and there's a lot of spirits lurking around. And I'm going to put some information up about it and post it in the bathrooms. So, thank you very much. Thanks.